Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. In today's video we are going to be working with the cattle. We have to move one of our calves, that young steer of ours. We're going to move over to the calf barn to make more room in the super hut. Now that over the past couple days here we've had some newborn calves show up, which is super exciting. I'll show you them later on. And then we also have a fresh cow to move over into the dairy barn or with the dairy herd. So that's also exciting that she gets to return to the dairy herd and gets to be one of our milking cows. While I'm at it, I'm also going to bed up some of the pens, specifically in the super hut and maybe the small side in the calf barn. I'll have to check that over and see if it needs it. And then we also have to let the cows in the barn. We have to let the dairy herd in the barn. It's mid-afternoon here and it's a beautiful winter day. Really nice. It crossed into the above freezing temperatures again here. Sun's shining. Very beautiful day. So those cows are having a great time out there in the barnyard getting some sun. So to start off here, we're going to move that steer into the small side of the calf barn and he's I guess you could say he's graduating today. So there he is in the back there. I'm going to go grab the halter or whatever you want to call it. We'll move him over there. Hopefully he goes easy for me and we can just walk him right over there. Come on. Up. You got it, you got it. Man, you might be bigger than some of these guys. Okay, made it down here in the calf barn with him, and he wasn't the smoothest one I've taken over here. He definitely kind of stiffened right up once we started moving. He didn't want to just walk down here easy with me. I've had it in the past where calves, I'll just, you know, let them suck my fingers or something, or they'll just walk right alongside me. But he wasn't fighting too hard, but he definitely wasn't gonna just walk alongside me and make it easy. But that's okay. The hope is he'll adjust nice and easy. I might have to bring him a pail or something tonight, help wean him off and get him used to being just on water, which he practically was up in the super hut. We were just feeding him the wash. So it was pretty much like 1% milk, I guess would be a good analogy or a good comparison, even if that, as we were trying to transition him to being on just water, grain, and hay. But being down here, I think this pen could use a nice layer of bedding over the top, a nice layer of straw. So I'll break open that straw bale and we'll spread some of that out. And then I'm also going to push up some of the feed in here, get some silage out to these guys. So plenty of work. Let's keep everything moving. Okay, all the calves are taken care of in here. Everybody has feed, and we just bedded up that small pen. Mariska is enjoying this weather too. She can find a nice cool place when she wants it, like right now in the shade on the snow. But if she wants to do some sunbathing, it's not too far away from that. So she's loving this weather. Right, Mariska? Napping. Now back up by the super hut here. I am going to bed up these two pens because they are starting to get dirty again now that it's warming up. For the past week here, it's been below freezing even during the day, but now it's starting to turn around on us again. So everything's turning to muck, including the bedding pack. So I'm going to give these two bigger pens some fresh straw bedding. Now These two calves that used to be together on the end there, during that 10-day series we were filming, you guys would have seen that. Now they're going to have their own pens to grow and flourish in. And as I mentioned, we have some new faces on the farm. Some new baby calves. And they're both on bottle yet. Just tiny, tiny little girls. Tiny little calves. As you can see, they're both fairly vigorous yet. That one back there, even though she's taking a nap, she's still perking up, looking around. So it is great to see that they're both healthy and doing well and vigorous. They were born in the past week here. And then we have one newborn down there, along with those two older calves that were here a week and a half ago. And I'll show you guys that once we get down there. But we're gonna bed the super out here quick, and then we'll move on to that project. It also looks like our water tank out here is running over. I left it on after I got done in the barn cleaning up, being they were drinking it down pretty fast. But now it has reached max capacity. It's starting to overflow. I'm gonna hurry up and go turn that off quick while we're on our way to get straw for the super hut. I'm just gonna go grab a wheelbarrow. That'll make it easier. I'll just take one huge wheelbarrow load of straw out to the super hut there. That way, with the dairy herd in the barnyard, I don't have to open gates and work in between all of them more than once. Hey, don't make a mess of my straw. Come on. What you doing? That was a close one. If I wouldn't have said nothing or came and shoot her away, she had her head under the wheelbarrow and was gonna flip that thing right over. You guys would have been laying on the ground. It would have been a mess. Gotta keep an eye on these cows. They're like little kids. Whatever their impulse is, that's what they're gonna do. But who can blame them when it comes to wanting to scratch around in a wheelbarrow of straw, or even just a big straw bale. I imagine for a cow it feels really nice. I had to stop for a second to show you guys this straw. Like, look how much fine material is in this straw. It's almost like sawdust, at least part of it is. It is really nice when it comes to bedding up the dairy barn. And it's not so too dusty. It's really nice. Whatever combine they had did a really good job of chopping this stuff. I highly doubt they hit it again with some kind of stalk chopper or disc spine or something. I'm guessing this was all the combine that did this. And it is awesome. The straw we get from out west, it isn't always like that. I think it depends on harvest crew and the crop conditions as well. So they must have been able to harvest this stuff nice and dry, and it was plenty mature. That, or it was, you know, it was killed off, sprayed off or something before they went in there with the combines, and had plenty of time to cure. Kept well. Really happy with this straw. Comes apart really nice. When we're moving the bales, they almost come apart too easy, to where if you were to bump it or something and a string were to break, there'd be a good chance of you losing the whole bale. Versus our alfalfa that we got from out west, that holds together pretty well. That's got some really long stems in it and stuff, and there's a lot of good leaves in it too, but it just, those bales are holding together a lot tighter. But as for bedding, this stuff is beautiful when it comes to spreading it out and being nice and fine and easy to work with. You don't have to fight to tear apart these bales. Okay, we got that taken care of. All the calves should be dealt with. It'll be nice that those two in the super hut have their separate pen. Being less calves and less square footage, the pens will stay cleaner longer and nicer, and they'll more than likely do better, gain faster. Especially now that they're putting on some size, they're going to need that extra space. So coming over here to the maternity pen, I plan to move cow number 6. She's a fresh cow, which for those of you that don't know what that means, she's a cow that just had a calf and is just starting to milk again after giving birth. And after they give birth, they have a really nutrient dense milk to where it's not optimal to put it in the bulk tank with the rest of our milk. Regardless, we like to use that milk to feed our young calves along with her calf. She's gonna get milked a couple more times before putting her in the tank. I think at least 6 or 7 more times. She just had a calf yesterday. It's number 6 here, and this is her new baby calf. It's tiny. So hopefully I can get her up here and get her over to the barnyard without having to fight her or chase her too much. Come on, girl. Let's go. Come on, let's get up. Come on. You're good. You got it. You got it. Come on. There we go, girl. I'm gonna let her walk over to the manger by the bull barn while I close things up here. And then we'll try to guide her along the gates there over by the super hut. Then we can use the fence as a bit of a guide to bring her over to the dairy barn. They're just ducks. Look out of the way. Come on. You're good, girl. Come on. You're okay. Yep, you're good. Around the corner. I'm gonna have to set you guys down here. Well, that didn't go too bad. There was a little bit more messing around than I would have liked. She ended up going towards the front of the calf barn, and then we ended up getting back in here, and then but to just make the corner up and around towards the back of the barn, that was a little tough for her, but we got her. We took our time and everything went really smooth, especially with patches of ice throughout the yard. You don't want to rush a cow. You'd hate for something to happen. Now back over here in the maternity pen, I wanted to give you guys the lowdown on what's going on over here. If you guys watched the series, you'll remember this number 11. She had her calf, and that is up in the super hut, but she's had some trouble getting up for the past couple days. We think it's a combination of her age, and then we think she must have pinched a nerve when she was calving. So she was having trouble getting up. So we're deciding that we're going to leave her in here for a couple extra days, give her the best opportunity to heal up and feel better. She's been getting up now. She's been doing well for the past day or two here. And even when she was down, she was still like rolling herself over, you know, so she didn't go numb on one side for laying on it too long. So that's we think that's what happened, and she just needs some extra time to rest, which is part of it, especially an older cow. So happy to see she's doing well, and makes having a facility like this to separate cows really ideal, because if you guys know from the videos, we were debating leaving her with the dry cows for a bit longer, and I put her over here a bit earlier. And I'm happy I did that, because if she would have calved in there and pinched the nerve, that would have made it really complicated trying to get her out of there when she wasn't going to be able to stand up for us right away. So we'll give her some more time. She'll be in here. We have calves to feed down here anyways, so we'll be coming down here anyways. So it's not like she's a huge nuisance to milk down here. We'll have the newborn from number 6 here, and then those 2 calves that Mason made a pen for down here as well, and they're doing really well. They're putting on some size. They've been growing so fast that their pen got extended, and they've already had some fresh bedding. So there's a short little update on the calves and the fresh cows. We're gonna leave open this little lot here behind the maternity pen for that cow to go outside and get some sun while she's recovering. I am going to head over to the dairy barn and get started with letting in cows, being they've been out for a couple hours now. And while I am on my way over there, I wanted to remind you guys that if you haven't already, go check out GierokFarms.com. That's our own personal website where we sell these hats, and we will be selling some other items in the future, so stay on the lookout for that. Check us out, GierokFarms.com. Also subscribe, like, share if you haven't already. But come on, girls. Where is number 6, our fresh cow at? Come on, yep, come on. We'll get some more cows in there to make her comfortable, being we're letting the cows in anyways. I grabbed a paint stick. If you guys work in the cattle industry, you probably already kind of know what they are, but they're essentially a huge crayon. And it's just for marking a cow that you can essentially label the cow. A lot of people use it if they were to treat a cow. I want to mark her quick, even though looking at her udder and her frame, you can tell that she's a fresh cow. But just to make it simple, stupid for my brothers and I, and to prevent a mishap of putting her in the tank early, even though she isn't treated anyways, it still is a good way to avoid not bucketing her and feeding her milk to the calves. So we're gonna round up the cows, and then we'll try to remember to do that once we get everybody in the barn. Come on, girls, let's go. Okay, we have all of the cows in the barn except for 7 of them, because we have that blue roan walkway cow out here, which would have made 6, but then we added one more cow, that fresh cow, number 6. So now we have 7 cows outside, and overnight we'll only have 6 outside. So we're gonna have 6 switchers for a little bit here until we dry something else up. And as for number 6, that fresh cow, she chose the smallest stall right against the wall, so we'll leave her there for today. But as for tonight though, we're gonna make sure she gets switched and put outside. But I wanted to mark her quick with this paint stick, just to make it a bit more obvious to everybody that she's gonna be a bucket cow. And like I said, it's pretty much a big crayon. A little bit of war paint on, makeup. And a nice surprise, my wife just showed up. We have a bit of a meeting to go to together this afternoon, and thankfully she's a bit early. I'm not late yet. She's just early, right?
Yeah, you got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, plenty of time. Just have to tie up the cows, and then we're done. Okay, I finished up with tying cows up, and I am gonna head into the house now and get changed. On my way there, I wanted to ask you guys what products you cattle farmers use to mark cows for specialty things like a fresh cow or a treated cow or a cow that needs care or something like that. I know some guys use ankle bracelet things along with these paint sticks, which I think are the most common, or what I've been around the most. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd be interested to know what you guys are using, what's common, or if you guys are super high-tech and are using like collars with chips in them and things like that. Let me know down below in the comments. Remember, check out GierokFarms.com, share, subscribe, like the video, all that fun stuff, and make sure to check out our other videos, and we will see you guys next time.